After making my bed and washing up, I sit down at 5:15 to study Chinese. I try to practice every single day to keep my language skills sharp. By 5:30, I'm getting hungry, so I make myself a glass of hot cocoa. I usually eat my breakfast at 6 while catching up on some YouTube videos. At 7:20, it's time to head out. Like most people in Vietnam, my scooter is my lifeline. Having a car here is a real luxury, so two wheels rule the road. The factory is 10 kilometers from my house. It often takes me about 20 minutes to get there. I have to navigate through the industrial park, which is packed with factories to get to my workplace. I arrive at 7:40. We have to get off the scooter and walk through the main gates. By 8 a.m., I'm officially on the clock, checking emails and organizing my tasks for the day. At 10, we get a quick breather and I step out to grab some water. Lunch is at 12 and the cafeteria is always absolutely packed. In the afternoon, I had to run to the office to grab a packet and deliver it to a customer in Hanoi. I actually used to live in Hanoi back when I was a university student, so it was a nice trip down the memory lane. Before heading back, I bought some drinks for myself, my college, and our driver. But on the way back, I urgently needed a bathroom, and every single bump on the road sent me into a panic. After an hour of driving, we finally made it back to the factory just in time. I sprinted to the toilet while my colleagues laughed at my misery. Honestly, so embarrassing. At 5:49 p.m., I finally clocked out. The road back home is pitch black, so I have to drive super carefully. After dinner and some chores, I sit back down at my desk by 8 p.m. to study a bit more. By 10 p.m., I read a chapter of a book called The Psychology of Money, and then it's finally time to sleep. Now, my night shift, that is a completely different story. I wake up at 4:30 p.m. By 5 p.m., I'm back to my Chinese studies, keeping that daily streak alive. At 6, I head to the supermarket to grab ingredients. And by 7, I'm eating dinner and watching some anime. I clock in at the factory at 7:50 p.m., run to the gate to pick up a package from my boss, and get to work. At midnight, it's our lunch break. We head to the cafeteria, but honestly, the food here is terrible. I have even found strange bugs on my food tray before. I usually just grab a bottle of milk. Most workers force themselves to eat the cafeteria food just to have enough energy to survive the shift. Others will take their milk, lock it in their lockers to sell later, and use the cafeteria hot water to cook the instant noodles they brought from home. It's a real hustle. I really don't like the night shift. You get paid 30% more than the day shift, but it feels like you are selling your health. For me, it's not worth it. But a lot of people accept it because they need the money. At 5:32 a.m., I finally check out. Working all night leaves me totally dizzy. Today it took me 10 minutes just to remember where I parked my scooter. It was raining outside, but luckily I had my raincoat. The roads are dark and dangerous at this hour, so safety comes first. To recover, I head to a tiny old shop in my village that opened at 4 a.m. I have been eating here since I was a little kid. Today's breakfast is Bún Riêu. For those who don't know, Bún Riêu is a traditional Vietnamese noodle soup. It has a vibrant, tangy tomato broth made with freshwater crab paste, topped with fried tofu and a mountain of fresh herbs. It is the ultimate comfort food after a grueling 12-hour night shift. When the weather is nicer, I like to street it up and go to the oldest shop in the village. It's even older than I am, and it's the favorite spot for the local uncles. There, I will order a steaming bowl of Cháo Lòng. This is a rich, savory Vietnamese rice porridge loaded with pieces of pork offal, liver, and local sauces. It might sound intense if you're not used to it, but it's incredibly hearty and warms you right up. Still, the night shift takes a toll. My head spins, my skin gets rash, and the breakouts are real. So what is working in a clean room actually like? Let me show you. First, you can't just walk in, you have to swipe an authorized access card. Inside, everyone's role is color-coded by their suit. White is for direct labor, blue is for indirect labor, pink is for quality control, and yellow is for customer or guest. Everything inside is strictly regulated to prevent dust and contamination. We even have to use special water ink pens and a specific type of cleanroom paper that is darker and smoother than normal paper, so it doesn't shed fibers. But working in this suit brings some unique challenge. Challenge number 2, food odor. The cleanroom suit, sometimes called bunny suit, are completely sealed and non-breathable to keep human skin particles from contaminating the tech. You are basically wearing a plastic sauna. And in the mandatory heavy anti-static shoes and your feet are just trapped in sweat for 12 hours straight, it gets brutal. Challenge number 1, bathroom emergency. One day I got a sudden bout of diarrhea. I rushed to the changing room, desperately trying to peel off this full bodysuit as fast as humanly possible. To make matters worse, cleanroom doors have an electric interlocking system to keep the air pressure stable. I mashed the button to open the door, and it jammed. I was trapped. Just as I was about to accept my tragic, messy fate, my colleague opened the door from the outside. He was my absolute savior. What a memory. Thank you for watching and sorry for my accent.